Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Seso. Ladies and gentlemen, well, finally, Floyd Shivambu has put together a team that will be going around South Africa, having a conversation with South Africans, asking them, does South Africa need, yet again, another political party? As if their minds are not made up already. I mean, we can see what is going on here. Interesting thing, when you look at this team that Floyd Shivambu has put together, there's a lot of people of age. I saw a little bit, I can say youth, but not too much of it. No serious popular people that came out there. A lot of people that have been active in politics for a long time. And you look at the number and you ask yourself, looking at this number of the people, does this mean that there's hope for this Mayibuye thing? Can these people really put together a bunch of voters to vote for them? More than 60,000 people, more than 100,000 people to vote for this particular political party? Is South Africans going to come and join this wave or not? That is something that we need to talk about in this video. And we got an apology for Nhlamulo Ndlela. He said sorry, but then put a but after putting that sorry in there. Floyd, man. Let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane. Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking Floyd Shivambu. I want to cover this video properly for you guys because there's a lot of interesting things that have happened over the past 2 days regarding Floyd Shivambu. Before I do that, let me thank everyone that has donated to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. In fact, let me put the names on of everybody that donated in the month of June. If you see your name on the screen, thank you so much for donating, ladies and gentlemen. These are the people that are making it possible. We have complained about, we as African people taking our children and giving them to the colonizers' education system and expecting black consciousness out of our children after the colonizers have colonized them to think in a certain way. These people that are donating to the school are making the dream of Paseta possible, and you can join them because on the month of July it's our anniversary month and we are turning 1 year anniversary of Paseta on the 14th of July, and we are targeting 1,000 people to each donate only a 50 rand, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can kickstart the phase 1 of our building project, ladies and gentlemen. It requires a lot of money, but if we can just donate each 150 rand in Jepela, 1,000 people giving 150 rand, it will make a big difference, I promise you. Thank you so much for everyone that has donated to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Okay, let's jump into the issue of Floyd Shivambu. 2 days ago, I was watching Floyd have that public lecture of the Freedom Charter, where Floyd was spitting fire. I listened to him. I folded my arms and I listened to Floyd speak. And I'm like, when people say Floyd the intellectual, this is what they are talking about. When they say Floyd the political scientist, this is what they talk about. I listened to Floyd and I'm like, I don't want to say wisdom. There's knowledge in this man. A lot of knowledge sitting in there. He said some things about the Freedom Charter, the way you broke it down, that I did not even know. But for those of you who have not watched that video, let me start there before I go into the press briefing.
Why did it got to define South Africa's politics? It's adopted 70 years ago, not 50 years ago, 70 years ago, became the rallying point of all political struggles that happened in South Africa post-1955. What does it say? The Freedom Charter says that we, the people of South Africa, declare for all our country and the world to know that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white, and that no government can justly claim authority unless it is based on the will of the people. The Freedom Charter says that our people have been robbed of their birthright to land, liberty, and peace by a form of government founded on injustice and inequality, and that our country will never be prosperous or free until our people live in brotherhood, enjoying equal rights and opportunities. It says that only a democratic state based on the will of the people can secure to all their birthright without distinction of color, race, sex, or belief. And then in the introduction, it says that we therefore, as the people of South Africa, black and white, together equals, countrymen and brothers, adopt this Freedom Charter. And we pledge ourselves to strive together, sparing neither strength nor courage, that the democratic change here set out will be won. Now, that is a broad introduction of the Freedom Charter, but the essence of it, in terms of what it says, it then has a section that says, the people shall govern, that everyone, because at that time, black people were not allowed to participate in elections, they were not allowed to participate as voters and those who get voted. And then it then says that the people shall govern, they must be allowed to participate in elections. I think maybe let us take it this way so that we don't spend a lot of time on this. Let's deal with major sections of the Freedom Charter and give a critical review now. That here is a struggle that was fought.
Now, when I was listening to Floyd here, I was like, Floyd, why can't you keep this energy? What is the need of you to insult people? What is the need for you to gun at the MK political party? Why is there a need for you to continuously shoot down the name of the CIC? Why is it that you claim black consciousness and you've got so much knowledge about Pan-Africanism, but you still want to shoot down the EFF and everything? For me, if Floyd can just keep to this, Floyd will do good. If he can just stop insulting people, if he can lead by example, if he can be conscious about every word that comes out of his mouth and the impact that it has, especially about assassinating his own character, I think Floyd will do good. But I'm not sure if he has it in him. It's like every opportunity he gets, he's going to bash somebody, he's going to attack somebody, he's going to insult somebody, which is for most of us, I'm speaking for me. Okay, let me speak for myself. For me, I don't like it when I see leaders do that. I don't like it. I'm like, if you are trying to unite people, you are trying to bring people in your political party, what type of culture do you want to, present? Or what type of a leader do you want to be? And if you are going to be a leader every time that is going to insult people, call names and do all of those things, I don't have to name the people that are doing that in South African politics. You guys know that, and you guys know just how much most South Africans don't like those particular leaders. Leaders that call name and insult people. It's low class. In politics, there's no need. For me, there's no need for you to do that. Use your superior logic to reason and convince people otherwise, then grant. Because this issue of him coming out, okay, this one is doing drugs. If you are not going to put evidence on the table, don't mention it, Floyd. Don't mention it. Look, now you made Nhlamulo Ndlela to go and have a test, a full test to show you that he does not have any drugs in his system, not dictated, no dacha, no cocaine, no nothing dictated in the young man's body, And it was time for Floyd, because Abu Nhlamulo, they went to the courts and they opened a case against Floyd. Say, you are defaming our character here. You have to come out and apologize. And I'm sure he's going to be sued for a lot of money also. But Floyd did finally issue that apology that they were looking for. Let's quickly listen to that apology from Floyd Shivambu.
Now, you know, the advantage of, so when I spoke the other time, I was not yet national convener of the Mayibuye process. Now I've got the benefit of benefiting from the leadership collective in terms of how we should handle certain things. And part of the guidance which I agreed with is that I must unconditionally retract the statements about drug use and alcohol abuse of Ntamulo Ndlela, unconditionally. But we take this opportunity to encourage all the people of South Africa to stay away from drugs and to stay away from alcohol, particularly if they are members of parliament and members of leadership of different political parties. Drugs will never build you with anything, will make you to make a lot of mistakes, but we really unconditionally retract those statements that were made there under the guidance of the collective of the leadership. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the apology that has a but at the end of it. A but, and you insulted the young man. Yeah, you wrongfully accused him of having using drugs. You said he's always drunk, he's always intoxicated. That's what you said in the public eye. And then the young man went out there and made a lab test to check those drugs, and it's quite expensive to get your blood tested. I know, because my blood was tested every year for boxing, to check if there's wrong things in the system also, and also HIV and hepatitis B and all of those things. So I know it's not cheap to make this type of a test, so that they can dictate positive or negative, or to see if your blood system, because there's other drugs that stay in your system long time after you have used them. You can't smoke today and say, okay, after 3 days after smoking dacha, for example, it will be out of my system. No, not with the blood test. With the blood test, they will dictate it. They will dictate if you had alcohol a few days ago or stuff like that. Even within a month, they will dictate it. So yeah. I'm warning Floyd to stop that type of character assassination tactics that he dives in. It's very disappointing. It's very disappointing for me. It's just I can't support it. I can't support it, especially when it comes to drugs. There's some information that I've heard, some pictures actually that we have seen, some of us, but if you are not ready to take that in public, if you are not ready to say, here's the information, here's what I meant, here's my receipts, then don't say it. Just don't say it. You guys will tell me if you agree or not on the comment section. It's the first time now that the wheel is rolling, that I'm hearing of Floyd actually speak against the MK politically, specifically. It's normal for him to speak about the EFF or the ANC, but with the MK political party to say the people also don't have any confidence in the MK. This is what he said.
We don't have confidence in the ANC. We don't have confidence in the MK. We don't have confidence in the EFF. And those are the three biggest black organizations. We are going to open to listen as to what is to be done, and that will guide us as to what do we do moving forward.
Okay. So now we know who is the target market of this Mayibuye political party? It's people that don't have the confidence in the ANC. A lot of us don't have a lot confidence in the ANC. People that don't have a confidence in the MK political party, and people that don't have confidence in the the economic freedom fighters. So those are the people that he's targeting. He has went through those political parties himself. Now he has come into a political party where he says, we can do it right here. We can do it right. So those are the people. So now the question is, just how many people are there in South Africa that can say no to the EFF, no to the MK, no to the ANC, and yes to Mayibuye? And yes to Mayibuye? Just how many of those people? I'm quite sure there's quite a few number of people that we can say fall under that bracket. If we look at the voters turnout numbers, because a lot of people stayed at home, you can confidently say that there are people that did not want to vote for the EFF, that did not want to vote for the ANC, that did not want to vote for the MK, even in 2024 local election. Now the question then comes with the issue of association. Who is it that you associate yourself with Floyd Shivambu? I once said, when Floyd went to Prophet Bushiri in Malawi, when he came back the following week, if not 2 weeks after, Floyd was at Bishop Zondo's church. And I said, how? You guys, you're making noise about Bushiri. The same energy you don't have towards Bishop Zondo. I said, if I had to compare, I would even say Zondo is worse than Bushiri. For me. Maybe it's because I know him also personally. But I'm telling you, not know him personally. I've been to his church and I've been to Bushiri's church. So I can tell you, Zondo, if you go and watch the cases that he has and listen to what they are saying, you can't defend him like Floyd defended him here.
Pastor Zondo is not convicted of any crime. Pastor Zondo is a religious leader who has been leading for a very long time. He has been playing multiple leadership roles in his community and even in the other organizations that we came from. He was coordinating an otherwise very large nationwide interreligious movement. I almost mentioned it in full name. Interreligious movement, which and a lot of religious leaders went to him to say that please pay closer attention to this process so that we still have a voice as Abefundisi and people that are looking after a larger sections of our society. So we did not make a mistake.
Yeah, you see, if we are going to go with the issue to say this person is not yet convicted and whatever, and in South Africa you are innocent until proven guilty, you are only guilty in the public's eye, the courts, South African courts is on icon. South African courts let go of Omotoso. Yeah, let that one sink in. If you are watching the trial of Omotoso, you watch how those young ladies suffered over the years, and at the end for him to be released, we don't have any justice. Our women don't know where to run to anymore. They don't know what to run to. Here is another one, Uzondo, who is accused of rape. You guys go and check the merits. Go and check the merits of that case and see who is accusing him of rape. And you come back here and tell me, is this the person that you want to be part of your organization? One thing for sure that I can tell you about Zondo without any shadow of a doubt, these people have influence. They are followed in a cultic way that if they tell their church left, nobody will question why not right. That is how powerful these people is. And I think if he goes back, Floyd, to Bushiri's church, which I'm sure is part of the top 5 biggest churches in South Africa, you are going to find a few voters that are going to vote for you there. Quite a big number, actually. If it comes from the prophet himself, if it comes from Bishop Zondo himself and says his church must go this direction by supporting these people, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So that's the for now I can say that's the only dodgy character there. But again, we can character assassinate Zondo, and the courts say not guilty. So Mina now. All of those women that have came out crying rape, all of them, at the end it can come out in South Africa to say not guilty. Then what are we gonna do? So I guess in that instant, Floyd is right. He has not been found guilty of the cases that are on now. I think it has been postponed again. It's just postponed. At the end, it will be not guilty, not sufficient evidence. This one died. The lawyer is no longer. All of those stories that can happen in South Africa, you guys know what is going on. So let me jump into the issue of social media. Floyd, when you started everything,
I think I'm part of a generation as well which got to be pioneer in terms of the relationship between political parties and social media. Like at some stage, we were possibly the only political organization in formation when I was a national spokesperson of the ANC Youth League, which had social media platforms, only political component in South Africa. When Twitter was still at its early stages and Facebook was still at early stages, to the extent that even the leadership at that time was not comfortable with our role in the communications department using social media as part of political communication. To the extent that at some stage one person said, yeah, we must close down this Twitter, the whole of South Africa. So from that point of view, and when we started the EFF, I was responsible for social media of the EFF alone. And people were saying that this social media of EFF is powerful. All those accounts, including of the leader, it's my account. And ran South Africa through social media. So I know what social media does and how it can be used effectively. He was not on social media when we started the EFF. I want to get that account and say, no, this is how we must use it. This is how we deal with these issues. So there's no social media which is going to undermine us. No way. We are miles ahead in terms of social media usage. We pioneered political communication and social media. If we wanted to write books about that, you can go and check in the archives of communication politically. We dealt with that far much.
You guys remember when Floyd was campaigning for the MK political party in Limpopo? He was saying, he started the EFF single-handedly. He says he's the one, he nika bito, he nika character, all of those things that he was saying about the EFF. This self-righteousness issue must stop. If he can say this about the EFF, he's going to say this about Mayibuye. Well, in the Mayibuye, you might be right anyway. But this self-righteous, I prefer that people must come and praise you and say, listen, this person is, if it was not for him, we would not have this issue. But you must not, and you can keep this record, you must not now come and say, hey, I started Paseta alone, Paseta is me, everything. Hey guys, let me tell you something. These people in the background of Paseta, I'm just the mouthpiece. There's wiser people than me in Paseta. We've got an advisory panel. We've got a community hub group. We've got strategic partners. We've got a marketing group. We've got a social media group. We've got There's so many groups in Paseta, more than 12 groups, WhatsApp groups, where people around Africa are meeting online and talking about how to advance this issue of Paseta forward. So this self-righteousness thing to say, I opened these people's accounts, even the leader, it's my account. No, Floyd, stop that one. Just stop it. Just let's leave the Antonio. Like, I don't know why is he not strategic? Because if I wanted to say that publicly, I would make other people praise me. I would tell them, did you know? You must tell these people that I started this whole thing and whatever, so that another person can at least praise me. Understand? And that person can say, listen, I was there in the EFF in the beginning. Floyd was running all the social media platforms. At least when it comes from, when it's been praised by another person, it's not good, but it's better than you singing your own praise. Floyd, stop it, man. Stop it. Anyways, let me get into the team. And please leave your thoughts on the comment section if your boy King is right or wrong according to that. But I really don't like people that, hey, look at me. This is what I did. Yeah, if it wasn't for me, yeah, I started everything. Yeah, I gave it the name, the colors, everything. No, please. Be humble. Okay. The team of Floyd Shivambu that it will be going around the national conversation and talking about do we need another political parties? When you look at the team, it's quite a big team. I was looking at the picture there. I think I'm counting more than 60 people there in that little picture there. It looks like Floyd has got people there, and there's people that strongly believe in what Floyd is doing. They are kings and chiefs that are there. They are pastors, religious leaders that are there, former EFF members, former MK members, former ANC members, a lot of people that are of age that are there. The question is, how much is Floyd going to allow people to lead? And what type of characters is he going to bring on board? If I was Floyd, I would look for these young podcasters. I would look for these young celebrities who are politically conscious and whatever, and rope them into this movement, because you need the young blood. You need the young blood. You guys, you need the young blood. Don't think that because you know social media, you can do whatever. You don't need. There's other people that can reach more people in a faster speed than any politician can ever do. And politicians need to do that. Musicians, artists in general, they've got a greater reach, and you need to position yourself. And right now, you don't even need artists that much. You need influencers. Look at the people with social media accounts that are moving. Send a message, meet up with this person for coffee or tea or whatever that is it that you guys are drinking, water, and then you say, listen, young king, we see that you are doing a good job. We are doing this thing, and we think that you can play a pivotal role, and offer something on the table so that these people can take your movement further, because that's the key thing. You want to stay in the public domain. Okay, we are doing it for free because we are content creators, and we want to cover stories, and people must know what is going on, but you would also need someone who is loyal to the brand, who is loyal to know that every day they must post something about Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my advice to Floyd. These old people, will they understand the movement that is needed right now in terms of the online life that the brand must take of its own? They are going to go around the country right now. They have to come into a decision very soon. They are not going to take too long, because I'm sure Abu Floyd, they are looking at the 2026 local elections and they want to participate somewhere there. They need 2026 to scale themselves on how they're going to do in 2029. They need 2026. It is not an option to stay out of 2026. They need to stick there and go on the ground, test their financial resources, test their human resources, just to see just how far just how good they can do with all of these people that they have. Because if you look at that number of the people, let's say it's 60 people, and you say each of you invite 10 people, and those 10 people that you have in your team invite 1,000 people. Allow hunt for 1,000 people to join. If you do that, you already have I'm sure a ward somewhere. I'm sure you already have a seat in parliament, and I'm sure provincial legislature, obviously you're going to be somewhere in. If you can do that, 60,000 65,000 people for a political party, it's big in South Africa. I've shown you guys the numbers of the political parties that have got only 1 seat and 2 seats. It's between 65,000 to 70, somewhere there, 75. You can have 2 seats in the National Assembly. So it is not impossible looking at the numbers of the people there. You're talking about kingdoms, you're talking about religious leaders, you're talking about people like Floyd said that are not having any confidence in the ANC, in the EFF, in the MK. Here's a new political place, and politicians love hopping around. They're going to love hopping around. So best believe that more people are going to join this whole group that we are seeing here. So again, I don't wish Floyd any bad blood. If there's more people that want to believe in what Floyd is doing, go ahead and go and support Floyd and do whatever you guys want to do that makes you happy. I'm not sure on paper what is it that is different that they can provide that is not in the 7 cardinal pillars of the economic freedom fighters, or even in the constitution that he drew there in the MK political party, or the beautiful freedom charter, or what the ANC has already on paper. I'm not sure what is the difference between them and the other political parties. We'll see. He says it's not a personal thing, it's not a cult, it's not a family thing, it's a movement that is controlled and ruled by the people. So let's just wait and see just how things is gonna turn out. I've got a feeling that we'll be talking about Floyd for the longest time to come. So let's get used to that name of Mayibuye. Let's get used to the other individuals and characters that have joined there and have actually given Floyd praise, even calling him the coming president. Thank you so much for tuning in on King Said So. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.